Hi, it's Mr. Johansson, and I know many of you are getting started on multiplication. I wanted to show you a couple of apps you can use online that will help you with multiplication, especially as you get started. And so I'll just show these to you pretty quickly. You can get to them all by going to the Math Learning Center apps. And I already have them up and running, so I'll just head right there. When you click that, you're going to see this page come up. The first one I want to show you is one called Number Frames. Number Frames, when you open it, you have to click the Open Web app. Wait for a second. Sometimes it takes a second for it to load. But when these icons on to the left come up, you know you're in good shape. And the one I want you to go to is, I like to start with the one with the grid up here. And let's say that you're needing to figure out what is 3 times 4. A very common problem. So you would go to 3 and come over 3 spaces, and right away you can see at the bottom 3 times 1 is 3. And this can be a nice way to visualize what's going on with multiplication. That's 1 row of 3. Here's 2 rows of 3, which of course is 6. 3 rows of 3 is 9, and you end up at 12. And so you can actually see it this way. You can actually see a 3 times 4. And if you wanted to, you can rotate it and do 4 times 3, 3 times 4. So that's one way you can use this. You can also use this if you're looking for an answer. Let's say you're trying to figure out what number multiplied by another number equals 20. Well, you could say, well, I think maybe 2 would work. So you can scroll down the 2's until you get, oh yeah, that's one way to do it. Well, is there another way I could do it? I think it should work with 5. So I'm going to go over 5. And you could start looking and checking it almost like a little mini calculator to show the answer down there. So that's 2 ways you can use multiplication. You can talk about the fact that really what we're doing is skip counting. This is 5, 10, 15, 20. If I was doing it by 2's, it would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, all the way down to 20. So if that one works for you, that's fantastic. And it's just really kind of a hands-on tile building array for making sense. But another one that you can also do is you can go to their number line. So when you go to the Math Learning Center, you can go and instead of choosing the previous one, you can choose their number line. And when you choose the number line, what you're going to do is you're going to come down to the number line maker. And let's say that we want to multiply by 2's. Just start with an easy one. You're going to pick whole numbers, pick your number line as 2, hit done. And now you can actually see this is 1, 2. And you can actually, they have an arrow button here, which sometimes gets a little bit more difficult than it's worth. But you could say, well, here is showing 5 times 2, for example. So you could use something like this. I prefer just to look and say, well, here's 5 times, excuse me, here's 2 times 1. Here's 2 times 2. Here's 2 times 3, and just kind of point it out that way, but you can use a number line. If you need a number other than 2's, what I really like about this tool, you can go in. It has some presets for you, but let's say we were multiplying by 4. You can come down here, type 4, clear all the other items, and you've got it. If you want a little more space, if your child needs a little more space between the numbers, you can even adjust the space. And that can be really nice. If you don't want to go up too high in the numbers, you can keep scrolling up, as you can see. But again, it helps you see that skip counting that happens with multiplication. Multiplication is often referred to as just repeated addition. And this can help you say, well, this is 1, 4. This is 4 plus 4. This is 4 plus 4 plus 4. And start to show them why you'd want to write it as multiplication. So I hope those 2 tools help. I also have another video that I made for 4th graders on using tiles, and that is appropriate for 3rd graders as well. It's just that I used large numbers. So parents, you might want to look at that one on how to use the tiles. So I hope that helps, and let me know if you have any concerns or questions.